We've got, from my side forward, Leo Cloutier, Bright House, Kevin Curran, Cablevision, Bernard Herscovich from BelAir Networks. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Before we start, I want to make reference to the fact that Bernard's company has been kind enough to outfit our environs here with a Wi-Fi hotspot, all our own. And you can actually sign up for it and latch onto it now. I know the McCormick Center public Wi-Fi is not performing terribly well, but there's a rockin' network at our disposal courtesy of Bernard. And if we can put up the subscriber IDs, if you're a customer of Leo's company, Bright House, of Cablevision and Optimum, of Time Warner Cable, or of Comcast, you can actually use your own subscriber authentication information to latch onto this network. If you're not, you can simply log on using the public SSID that's being displayed. So, Bernard, thanks for that. So, let's talk a little bit about Wi-Fi. I'm going to start, Bernard, with you because you've helped outfit a number of cable companies, these two included, with the gear to make public Wi-Fi and other hotspot applications available. Tell us what your products do and kind of what the value proposition is behind them.
Thanks, Stewart. What we do at BelAir is we provide a solution allowing cable operators to extend the reach of their network and deliver the enormous amount of data bandwidth required by the mobile internet users. The millions of people who use iPhones and iPads are part of the new reality. It's explosive growth, and we're very happy to be part of that trend. What we do is we make the equipment which tightly integrates into the cable network, allowing them, cable operators, to have a seamless experience between their existing network and this new extension into mobile broadband using Wi-Fi technology.
What is it about, Leo, I'll start with you. What is it about being a cable company that gives you sort of an advantage, if you will, in the wireless domain at large?
Sure. Well, as a cable company, we certainly have backhaul, and so we can do these strand-mounted Wi-Fi access points in an outdoor environment. In addition to that backhaul, we have power. We can power the access point through a coaxial cable. And of course, customers know and trust us as a high-speed data provider to begin with.
It's interesting because you're not just providing a technology; you're sort of extending the customer experience, I think, with what you're doing. Kevin, talk about your deployment with Cablevision in New York. Give us a sense of the scope, if you will, and the kind of the market reception.
Sure. Well, in fall of 2007, we enjoyed pretty high market share, but we were in a very competitive market, and we had a large fiber overbuilder.
You've got Fios in your backyard there.
So we were looking at ways we could add value to our high-speed data product as opposed to just reduce the price. And it's at that point that the board approved $300 million for us to build out the biggest Wi-Fi network in the United States. So the first 2 years we spent building the outdoor network. We put up tens of thousands of access points. And we put them in places where people have dwell time, where they commute, where they dine, where they entertain themselves. We put them at parks. And we got a very good reception to that. Just last year, we started installing them in small businesses, our retail locations that were taking our data product, and we have over 7,000 of those locations now.
How would you well, first of all, how do you offer or price, or who has access to the service?
Well, initially and still, our goal is for retention. So the service is offered exclusively for Optimum Online customers. It's free. They can use it as much as they want. And there is no ability for a non-customer actually to pay at this point.
Okay. You made some news this morning related to your Wi-Fi deployment. Why don't you share that with...
Yeah, we're very excited. Our Wi-Fi deployment had a speed of 3 meg downstream and 1.5 meg upstream. We've dramatically increased our speeds now to 15 megabits downstream and 4 megabits upstream. This makes the service much faster than 3G, more than twice as fast, but much faster than 4G also. And so far, even early going, the reception has been very good by our customers.
Leo, share, if you would, some detail, either anecdotal or statistical, about the embrace of your products and services from your customers.
Just commenting on the speed issue. One other wonderful things about cable is, we have a residential product that's 10 megabits per second, one that's 20 megabits per second, one that's 40 megabits per second. So for you to increase the speeds of your network as time goes by, it's not a redeployment. It's actually a fairly straightforward thing to do, and that's definitely a great thing. Anecdotally, we started deploying Wi-Fi in public areas over 5 years ago, and at that time it really was a PC phenomena. And now when you look at it, this year is probably the year that you'll see a crossover where more than half of the embedded base of cell phones in America will be smartphones. And right now, if you buy a smartphone, you get Wi-Fi in it. And so it's becoming more of a phenomena for cell phones, smartphones, and tablets like iPads as well. So it's shifted from the laptop. And
actually, the first customer we had was Bright House, and at that time it was no set architecture, no set standard for an end-to-end solution. We defined it together. That was a few years ago between BelAir engineers and Bright House engineers. Now we just announced our third generation product in just 4 years later, which is going to take this to new levels of speed and end user experience, supporting the kind of rollout that Kevin and Leo's companies are doing towards higher speed and higher end user performance.
I think you shared with me your inspiration, or part of your inspiration for what you're doing today came from the iPhone and its debut, correct? What kind of went through your head when you were thinking about the possibilities in this marketplace?
Well, the company, we started in 2003, and we did many things, and then the iPhone came, like in 2007, and we said, that's it. That's a fantastic opportunity. It's a game changer. It'll impact the way cable companies and cellular carriers are doing business, and we had a very good platform to build on, and we latched on that, and we never let go.
I mean, Kevin, you talked about using wireless as a retention device. I mean, is it working? What do you know about its contribution to subscriber loyalty and longevity? What is your sense there?
Well, we know our customers wanted to access the internet when they're away from their home or office. We've had over 500,000 of our customers use the service already, which is about 20% of our customers use the service, and that's not even all our customers have Wi-Fi enabled devices. So we track churn, we track a number of things, but the fact that these customers are using it every day, as a matter of fact, 60% of our customers use it more than 10 times a month. And they're starting to rely on the service in specific locations where the service is.
Yeah, I mean, and Leo, from your standpoint, we talked about you're playing a role in people's lives in a different way, right, than you used to. How does that resonate, and how does that help contribute to your economic charge or your business model charge as a cable company?
So I think they come to expect Bright House or their cable operator to provide them with high-speed internet access, and as part of that, we've added Wi-Fi to that mix. We've been deploying Wi-Fi heavily in the home. So if you get a cable modem from us, many of our customers get Wi-Fi with that, and so we help them configure their Wi-Fi network in home and help them get it set up. Many people aren't capable or don't know about SSIDs and WPA and all that stuff. That's hard to do, so they respect and they like having us help them. And then being able to take that out into a public location, again, where Kevin said, where people have dwell time. So it's not cover an entire city so much, it's cover the places where people spend time. And that's the benefit where they come to look to Bright House or to their cable operator.
I was going to ask you guys about that. How do you decide where to put your access points or your nodes? Is it simply a matter of sort of looking at a map of your territory and I guess intuiting where people are going to have high concentrations of usage?
Yeah, there's places like restaurants and doctor's office and car repair locations and parks and schools, and there are places where people spend time, and we it's a manual process to look at where those are and put Wi-Fi at those locations.
Kevin, similar?
Yeah, there are some new locations too, so you got to really track each location category very, very tightly. Obviously, the airports, hotels were the first natural locations, but for instance, right now, malls generate a lot of usage right now with comparative shopping as well as a lot of dwell time in the malls.
Okay. What's been your messaging or your marketing behind? Have you devoted a lot of if you will, television or print marketing to the product?
We have devoted a tremendous amount, and the message is pretty simple. It's free, it's fast, and it's exclusive to Optimum Online customers.
Okay.
And we make direct comparisons to people using 3G service, and we'll probably make comparisons now to people using 4G services, trying to show services being buffered via the cellular network, but enjoying much higher speeds over the Wi-Fi network.
It's an environment where we're starting to see a lot of advertising around advanced wireless networks, so your timing, I think, is good there. Bernard, what does it take for a company like Kevin's or Leo's to amp up the data rates? How do you make that happen? He just went from 3 downstream to 15. What's behind that?
Well, the great news is cable networks are capable of very high speed. They have a huge amount of capacity, and Wi-Fi is evolving very fast towards higher and higher speed. So many times the upgrade in speed is simply a business decision which is being taken, by a certain company, and then the implementation happens pretty easy, just by commands on a computer.
Okay, so it can be done. Your timing was partly competitively grounded, correct?
Because the same way as cable networks are evolving in technology at an amazing pace, the same with Wi-Fi, so they kind of go hand in hand. And the speed of one goes up, the speed of the other goes up. And in addition, we'll be supporting also new revenue sources potentially for cable companies. Like part of what we're announcing with the new product line is enablement of mobile advertising with location-based services. So if you walk into, let's say, a coffee store or wherever you are, the network is going to be able to know where you are and take an appropriate action, maybe give you a coupon, maybe give you some incentive to be there.
We keep things moving at the park. This segment is actually counting down, and I want to thank Bernard, Kevin, and Leo for sharing some intelligence about the world of wireless and the kinship with cable. Thank you guys very much.